Okay, so we are filling in our information, the data that's needed in order to put into a content outline. And this is our content series. We're using Airtable, and we have the main keyword like we said over here, and we have the alternative keywords, and then we have the semantic keywords. The rest of this information we need to fill out because we need to know what the URL link is going to be, where this article is going to go. And we're going to want to know the target number of words. The least that we want to do is 1,000, and for the ones that are more competitive, I would say up to 3,000.
By competitive, you mean high volume?
The higher volume keywords. But since we have several here that are sundowners, let's just do 1,500 for these sundowning articles. So I'll do those 3 for the sundowning. What stage of dementia is sundowning? Let's do this one as 1,000 and this one as 1,000. In Shore Drink, this one was actually very competitive, and it's bringing in a ton of traffic, so believe it or not, I'm going to do a 3,000 word article on that. That's going to be very comprehensive. We're going to do most of these other ones, we're going to do just 1,000. So let's go ahead and, although the Hoyer lift, that one was very, that one had a lot. Let's do 2,000 words on that one. But the rest of these, let's just do 1,000. Okay? So that should...
That's the minimum.
1,000 is the minimum.
People can do more if they want to. We don't want to make a stink about that, and that's something that we can work with our editors, is to not make a big stink about.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be exact.
Writers wanting to write a lot.
You're about to perform a field that overrides 21 cells, 21 records. Are you sure you want to continue? So let's go ahead and fill that. So there we go. So those are, most of them are 1,000 here. But there's a few of these that I wanted to be, 1,500 to 2,000 and 3,000. Okay, so moving forward, we also need to know the number of images required. The number of images here is for a 1,000 word article. Minimum here is 4. Let's just do 4 for these ones as well. That's fine. We don't need it to be super image heavy. But this other one that's a 3,000, let's do 6 images for that one. Okay.
These are all minimums.
These are minimums, and it's just approximate. What we want is approximate. So let's do 6 on this one as well, and then let's just do the rest of these 4. Okay. So that's as simple as it is, really. You can click on the cell and find this little dot and then drag that down to apply the same values to these other ones, and then you release and then it applies the same values. Okay, so moving up here, we have over here a URL that we need. So this URL is going to be based off the keyword. This is the main keyword here. We're going to highlight the keywords, and for this series we have 30 articles that we want written, so we're going to just copy those 30, actually 31, and we're going to jump over here. There is an Excel URL creation for articles sheet that we have created, and let's go ahead and go to 31-ish here, and we can just paste that right there. Great. And so what that did for us is it created these URLs, and if you click on, oh, there we go. So each of these is now oh, you know what we forgot? I'm sorry, we missed something.
That one tiny little step.
One tiny little step. Okay,
separate
so
them,
you
like
can
a space.
you can paste these over. So that's all correct so far. But then what you want to do is you want to Control F, and you're going to find any of the spaces. So you just push space there, and then you push this 3 little dots here, and then you're going to find the spaces, and you're going to replace those with a dash.
I think you actually have to push a space in the find.
Yeah.
You hit a space bar.
Yep, I did.
Okay.
So put a space bar in
Yeah,
the find,
so-
replace
yeah.
with a dash, and you're going to replace all. Boom. And so that replaced all of those, and it created a nice little list here of URLs. And these all have the main keyword, and there's a dash between them, which would make the link work. And then all you have to do is you come back over here. Let's make sure we properly put this in. Let's click right in the space here, and then let's just double check, take a look, make sure it goes all the way down. Yep, ensure ingredients. Those are the URLs. So far, right here, we have keyword, alternative keyword, semantic words. So these are all the ingredients that are going to need to go into making a very good comprehensive article that ranks at the top of Google. You have your URL here, that this is where it's going to end up, and that's what they're going to create on the website. And then you have the target words, and you have the number of images. So this next part is really cool. This next part is going to be the automation of these article outlines that are created using what's called Zapier. And Zapier is a service that automates things for you. It's kind of like a robot that works in the background, and there's a specific trigger that goes off and will activate that robot to perform the function. And the function that it's going to create is it's going to pull in all this information, and it's going to create a nice little outline and create a little Google Doc link and everything. And
There's nothing in that one.
that will end up being here. It's because we haven't done it yet.
Okay. Oh, that's the next series.
So this
Okay.
is the very next one, and that will be the very final video. It's the best part. It's the most exciting part because it's automation. Okay, now we're going to show how to automate the article outline creation so that writers have really good outlines to go from. So we have in our content calendar outline, we have all of this information that we want to use to create an outline of an article. So for example, we have right here sundowning, and then alternative keywords, sundowners, different things like that, and then semantic words are the related words, so Alzheimer's and other words. And then we have the URL where it's ultimately going to be created. All this information, target keywords, target images that we're going to ask the writer to find. And the project here is our particular client, Amy Zedin. Now the fun part is to automate the creation of these Google Doc outlines so that we don't have to create them one by hand. We can automate it. And the trigger to automate this is when we select this view to the content series view right here. So this is going to be, as soon as you select the particular content series that you're working on, it's going to create these things. We set this up using Zapier. Zapier integrates Airtable with other programs such as ChatGPT. And I want to show you how we've created a Zap using Zapier. This is the last one that we've created. It's Carson City. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and duplicate this particular Zap, and we're going to modify it. And so that's duplicating. There we go. And let's go ahead and see if we can rename this. And we're going to rename it Big Fish Competition, because these are the big competitors. Big fish competitors. Let's do that. Big fish competitors. So this is a whole new, and we don't need the words copy at the beginning of it. So this is a whole new, let's just jump into it. We can modify the name of it later. This is something that there's a trigger, and then once this program sees that the trigger within this content calendar has been triggered, it will then go through a series of automations to create our outline for us that we can hand over to our writer. So the trigger here, new keywords added to, we're going to go ahead and modify this. So you just click on it. Let's just close this. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on this trigger, and it's going to allow us to modify first. Let's modify new keywords added to, let's do the big fish competitors. Okay, so that is modified, and we're going to continue, and then what we're going to do is push continue again, and we're going to the limit to view. So instead of the Carson City view, we're going to look for our big fish, there it is, big fish competitors. So once we select our big fish competitors, it's this particular view within Airtable, and you just click continue. So this is going to update to the new content series that we're doing, and it can test it. Sure, continue with that selected record. So that's good. So then it's going to trigger a ChatGPT interaction, so we'll just continue there. We already have that account all set up, and
I changed the ChatGPT.
this is the ChatGPT right
Yeah,
here. So right here, you are writing assistant. I want you to help me create an outline for a value-driven article targeted toward helping care for seniors. Okay, we don't need to say in Carson City. Helping
care for seniors. Toward
a value-driven article
information?
targeted toward providing helpful information
Yeah.
about senior care.
In regards to those topics, right?
Yeah, in regards to the following topic. I want you to suggest 3 to 6 H2s. The topic is, and then you've got the
And that's
keyword.
going to change for every keyword.
So this changes. So you click on this keyword here. Oh, so that keyword will adjust accordingly.
I don't know if it'll be able to understand this, the following topic.
Okay.
In regards to...
let's see.
Will it? In regards to...
Helpful information about senior care.
Maybe just leave it at that.
Related topics.
Okay.
Helpful information about senior care related topics. Sure.
This is going to be the most creative part of the...
Yeah, this is the most creative part. So
the Zapier.
to...
You actually have to be pretty creative to use
I want you
chat.
to suggest those. The topic is the keyword, and the article should be about, and then it has the article count. Okay. And we'll just see how this goes. New keywords added to that. Big fish competitors. Sure, that works. Okay, so it's going to have insert data. Let's see. I want you to suggest Here we go. Let's see. Keeping in mind. Let's just see if we can add this in here. Oh. There we go. Keeping in mind that as possible related. Oh gosh. So these are alternative keywords. So, a value-driven article targeted toward providing helpful information about senior care and topics. Oh, here we go. The content include such as, and then these ones are the semantic. So this might actually end up being, this is kind of an experimental one, but it might end up being really awesome. Keep in mind that the sum of the content within the article will include information such as, okay, semantic keywords. So that's the some of the related keywords. I want you to help me create an outline for a value-driven article targeted toward providing helpful information about senior care related topics.
That's fine. Or just, I'd say just senior care, because that's the umbrella everything goes under. Related topics might go off of senior care, right?
Yeah.
But every single one of our keywords should fit under that umbrella.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So I would just leave it.
I'm just thinking that alternative keywords might be kind of nice in here, but that's fine. 3 H2s, keeping in mind some of the content
the more you give it.
With the article will include information such as, oh, here we go. So we could do these. And that.
Okay.
The topic is blank. And the article should be about that many words long. Let's give that a try. Okay? So that includes the main keyword, the semantic, and the alternative. I mean, that might be pretty good.
Well, let's see.
We'll see. All right. So, assistant name, you're a helpful assistant who is knowledgeable about senior living and want to promote services from Amy Zeden, an assisted living facility.
You don't need the location.
Well, I don't think we need anything here. You are a helpful assistant who is knowledgeable about senior living and want to promote services.
Well, not just, well,
Assisted
living services.
living services. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Okay, so that is that.
Okay, there's a test. You can go down.
Okay, so
test.
let's see if we can go down. There's this little thing behind the button. Okay. Test. So we can continue. There we go. Very cool. Okay, was there anything in the document that we needed to change? Create document from template. Did I write down anything here? Create document from template. So there's the template there, and he had that. So I think we could just continue there.
You can look at it, but you just have to.
Let's just continue. Okay. I think we'll be fine. New document name. So there's a name, folder for new document, sharing preferences, unused field preferences, article, keywords, semantic words. Here we go. This is a custom template field. There we go. Here we go. Okay. Continue. And continue. And I think we can publish. Let's go ahead and publish this. This may take a few moments. Okay, this is on. Here we go. So let's test this out. So the way you test it out is you add this to Big Fish competitors. Here we go. And we're actually going to go ahead and let's just make it work for everybody here. Let's see if we can get some articles rolling. Boom. Big Fish competitors. We'll know if this starts working because it will create some new Google Docs right here in just a little bit.
You might have to refresh though.
Yeah, we'll pause this. Okay, so we managed. Okay, so we managed to use the Zapier automation to create all of our outlines. So notice here that the Zapier that's connected, our friendly little robot that does things that we want it to do. It worked as soon as we changed this here, this content series to the particular content series. The Zapier went ahead and took all of our information that we had within our keyword, our alternative keywords, and the semantic words here. It used all that information in combination with Chat GPT. It created outlines for our writers to be able to write articles from. And notice it also created a Google Doc for each and every single one of those articles that are to be. So that's really cool. It created all of these Google Doc article outlines, and that's what we're going to assign to our writers to write our articles. So let's take a quick look at some of those articles. So we have right here, so we actually had it created with this other account here, and it put the articles in this temporary folder. And so the first thing that we need to do, we could go through and we could take a look and see how awesome these are.
Well, first we're going to move them where they need to go, and then we'll go look through them.
Yeah.
Because it's really important that we make sure they get into the folder that they need to be in.
Yes.
We don't want them to hang out in this temporary folder. We want to get them in our folder.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to select all. So click on one of them, and then you can just push Control A. That's going to select all 31 of these articles. And then we come up to this little 3-dot more action.
Do you have to copy them?
And you go to organize, and then you go to move. And when you go to move, it will ask you where you want to move it to. But the thing that we actually forgot to do, there's one little step before this. And that little step is when let me just show you that step.
We're making a folder.
Yeah. So what we need to do is we need to go in to the articles. Okay. So the articles, this is under the client's name, and under the article area, there is, we have not yet created the Big Fish series.
So these are folders of series. So you'll need to make a series folder for your new series in here.
New folder. And this one's going to be our Big Fish competitor. Big Fish competitors. So we'll create that. And then the Big Fish competitors, what you need to do is you need to add people to it. So you right click. You could either right click or you can go over the three dots over here, but where you can right click, push share, and then you're going to select, first of all, you're going to select the 4 people right here that, so they're already managers of this, but we need to also add the contact at 10x Flow SEO. This is going to be a content manager. Okay. And so then you send that. We also need to add our editor to this as well. So I'll show you this other way. The 3 buttons over here, share. And we're going to add our editor to it. Here we go.
Oh, we need her home.
There you go. Get her. Oh, we could add her. How do you find her?
Let's see. So yeah, you have to go into any of these.
That have already been done.
Any of these, yeah. And under editor,
There's
or sometimes she writes for us too, so you can just go click on that and just grab her.
Okay, so you copy, and so you want to add your editor. Okay, that's good for now. Share. Okay, so once you've added this contact at 10x Flow SEO into that folder, now we have access to move all of these, because this is put temporarily into a temporary folder, just because we don't want to change the Zapier configuration every time. So it's just put into a temporary folder, and then we could just move those easily as soon as they're all created.
Is your loom still going?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So current location. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to find. We're going to click on clients. We're going to go ahead and click in the client. We're going to click in articles, I believe.
Yeah.
And we're going to select this Big Fish Competitors and click move. And that's going to,
yes.
Yeah, so you're going to move all of those articles from this temporary location into the content folder that has all of the article outlines they're all going to be in that folder.
And it would be good just to save the temporary folder.
Yeah, save your
it.
That way you can find it easily.
That way you can easily find it next time.
There you go, temporary. Smart. Okay, so that is, let's go see if it's all over there. Big Fish Competitors. There we go. Here's all of our articles that we just created. And so let's open up one of the articles and take a look. So this is what we're going to give to our writers. Our writers are going to receive an editor guide. So there's a whole guide on how to edit an article. There's an entire guide on the voice of this brand that we're writing articles for, because we want to be able to match the voice of this brand.
And that's something that we want to update as we go, mm-hmm. and get better and closer to the voice. So if I'm talking right now to our content creation head, you're really responsible for getting that voice down.
Yeah.
So that's something to just be aware of, is that's a big responsibility to try to communicate with our clients till that voice is really honed in. It could take up to I mean, that just could take a while.
Yeah, this is an evolution.
Yeah, that's something that is evolving constantly, because that it takes a while to really understand someone's voice. And some brands may feel like we never understand them, but the goal is to get them to a point where they're like, hey, they understand us.
Yeah, that's a wonderful time when they're so excited for their articles. And sometimes it takes a few content series. It could take 2 or 3 months to really get in sync, but that's the goal, is to be able to reflect their voice.
And the same thing with their target audience. And some brands may not even know their target audience very well. So these are things that we can help all businesses with, is their brand voice and their target audience. That's something that we are going to be helping them with if they don't know it very well.
Yeah, I'd say that's the major value contribution.
Yeah, it's a huge value contribution that we bring to brands, is we have lots of conversations, we have lots of questions that help them.
What differentiates you, what makes you, there's just so many questions, and that's a developmental process that we meet with to help you get your voice as a brand. So then there's the article outline material. This is the main keyword, sundowning, alternative keywords for them to use at least 10 of these throughout the article. But then the semantic words, these are the ones that Google thinks are very relevant and important when it comes to sundowning, like confusion, medical symptoms, those types of things Google is looking for. So then this is what ChatGPT helped us create, is these are based on these words, the semantic words, and based on these alternative keywords, help us create with some possible paragraph topics. And so this is where we can give some suggestions. These are just suggestions for the writer. They don't have to use them, but suggestions on what they can write about. And that is the outline that's very, very helpful for writers to be able to have something to springboard off of.
Our writers do not have to follow any outline, though. If they want to do something totally unique, they can. Because sometimes they have a way better idea. We're just giving them something. So, like, this is a really good example of why, if I'm talking right now to our content head, it's actually really important to go through and look at what AI creates. Because sometimes it'll create something that is like, oh, that is boring, intro to sundowning, like. So that it's fine. It's interesting enough, but our writers, we don't want our writers relying heavily on AI, because AI can be dry and boring. We want the writers to have some human creativity in there. And AI is really good at substance, so it can throw a whole bunch of substantial stuff in there. But it's very weak in the super creative realm, where I want our writers to be creative and not have the title. I just don't want the title of this to be intro to sundowning, because that's not very flashy.
Yeah. Use your own creativity. The writers have creative freedom. So some of this is helpful. Causes and triggers of sundowning. There's managing it, some help for caregivers. So that's helpful, because this is based off some of these. So there's caregiver based in the semantic words. So we've given it some good comprehensive direction, and then it gives some suggestions.
So it's very substantial. Our writer's job is to make it interesting. Take this substance and make it interesting, and to kind of make it sing.
And match the brand voice. Yeah,
while also matching the brand voice.
That's the trick.
And they're amazing. They're good at what they do.
So then you notice we have now this big fish competitors. We have we're now ready to assign these articles out, and see right here where it says author. We have not yet assigned any of these out, but they're ready to be assigned to any of our authors that can help write this content based on this helpful outline that we've created. And the outline itself is right here. So this is the article link, and that's what the Zapier helped create for us, is a Google Doc unique for each and every one of these outlines that we can put into the hands of our writers. And then they know what the word count target is.
And that's the minimum. These are minimums.
Images required.
Also minimum.
And then the editor will go through and read each and every single one of these that have been written by our writer. and make sure that they adhere to the standards and they are accurately reflective of the brand's voice. That is how we write content in mass proportions, but very high quantity and very high quality.
Yeah. And if I'm talking to the content creation head, it is really important to look through and see what AI is produced. Usually it's amazing. I only change like a couple things that AI has going on here because it is really good. However, once in a while it's like, whoa, where did that come from? It can lie. So just do look through all the articles and make sure that it has given some reputable work and ideas.
Yeah, so that's our content calendar to manage our mass content creation. And that's how we use Zapier to automate the creation of these outlines based on the material we put in, the keywords, the alternative keywords, semantic keywords, and gets it all ready to give to our writers. That's it.